No, not at all. Like I don't think people understand how it feels to just even get out of your house and walk down the street. It's like anything could happen. You're taking a risk every day you walk out as a woman because literally anything can happen to you at the hands of a man or these days even another woman. It's crazy. But
3, 2, 1. Action. Licky. Welcome to the 20th Avenue podcast.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
to finally have me here.
Yeah, this is the second time actually you pay us a
On this
visit.
podcast.
Yeah. You once
Oh, it
came
wasn't something else.
it was the same podcast but before it revamped.
Because you're gonna get like your first one of your first people then. Because
Yeah.
that was a long,
That was a long time
time
ago. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, dude.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So where have you been? You disappeared after dropping your EP. That was about 3 years ago.
I keep disappearing, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm in and out of dropping music, but I'm constantly making music.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think dropping music for me at this point is like a thing I feel like I need to do because I'm also trying to kind of do things differently. I'm trying to, like, I don't gotta rebrand or what, but just like my line of work, my processes need to be different because I know what the results are if I do it a certain way. So that's kind of holding me back until I feel like I get things proper. But the music is there, it's always happening.
Yeah, when are you dropping it? Because like you spoiled us with for a moment and then boom, disappear.
Yeah. Well, I drop singles here and there, but like a project, I have an album that I'm working on.
Okay.
That's like some of the music that I've already made. I think I need to make like maybe 5 more songs, then I can be satisfied with the whole package. But yeah, nah, it's coming. My album is gonna be called BC.
BC.
Yeah.
Meaning?
Probably next year.
Probably next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crush your everything. BC it stands for a lot of things for me, but firstly it's my late father's initials, and it also means before Christ.
Okay.
And before child.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So when I was making all the music that I've made was either inspired by God, my father, and my daughter. So yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be about. Yeah, Melechela has a gospel.
Has a gospel?
No, nah, still same R&B, a little rapinyana, halile. Yeah.
All right. So let's just take it back. How did you get to meet up with Prez Beats, okay, boss, Bangu?
That is back.
Yeah.
I met K-Boss in 2013 when I just started singing. And like 4 months in, I was like, Miss Botswana 2013. Everybody remembers that Miss Botswana as the homosexuality event. Yeah. I was there. I took a bus from Malapole. How old was I then in 2013? Whatever. I was like maybe 20 or so. But yeah, I took a bus and I thought I need to meet the organizer at Miss Botswana because I can sing. I didn't even know about anything else. Good, all I know, and I wish I was that way now. But all I knew was that I can go sing. I need to perform on that stage. Yeah. So I came to Gabs, met the organizers. They made me audition so many times. I did that, and then we were creating the theme song, the 2013 Miss Botswana, which I see them still playing till today. Miss Botswana,
are you getting the royalties?
But yeah, me and Lizibo did the hook. It was me, Lizibo, EPIC, THABO, and K-Boss.
Yeah.
So that's how I met K-Boss. K-Boss is a very nice guy. He offered me rides to go home, so we'd talk in the car and get to know each other. Next thing, I was scouting for models for his videos and helping him with makeup and a little bit of production. I guess it started a long time ago. But yeah. I met K-Boss like that, and then he told me about this record label that he was starting called Heartbeat. And he said, hey, I feel like you could be the Beyonce. And I was like, nope. Because at the time I was doing something else and I didn't feel like I want to put music out there. I never was the person who wanted to like, everybody, I'm here. No, like I just want to sing. Like I don't, and my heart is not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I refused, and then a couple of months later, I was like, hey, caramba, that is Prez Beats. That is that guy who I used to watch as a child. That is that guy who did this and this and that, the whole industry basically. And I thought I was crazy. So I went back and I was like, oh yeah, I still want to be Beyonce. And they took me back, and then yeah, we started working. They were working on an album then. I became part of it, recorded Free Love, and everything happened from there.
That was the dream of working like with all these legends, like the pioneers of local hip hop,
Yeah.
urban music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was never a dream for me.
It was never a dream.
No, not like I didn't grow up wanting to sing even. It was just something that I did and felt like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in another planet. I love this feeling and I just want to do it. So I just did that randomly. Hella, I never thought I'd be on stage or nothing. So it was like, okay, like it had to hit me at some point. Even these days I'm like, hey, me. The other day I was just watching a video that I posted when we were at the Prez Beats is Legend concert.
Yeah. And
Michelle was there, Treff was there, Prez Beats, Ramco, everybody was there. And I watched it again and I thought, me, this is what I grew up listening to. This was it at some point. Now I'm part of it. And then I'm like, amen to that.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. So what inspires the style of music? I feel some Aliyah in the 90s R&B.
Oh, I always get that. I always get the Aliyah comparison.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to a lot of hip hop in my family. Like my parents, we grew up watching beef videos, the Jaru versus 50.
Your parents?
Yep.
Wow.
Like would all gather together and sit those things, and they would swear like crazy, and my mom would repeat after that. I'm just like.
Yeah.
But yeah, my family was set up that way. We listened to a lot of hip hop and R&B. So I think naturally that's what I felt like I can relate to better. That's what I feel like I can execute. Yeah, to the best of my ability. So yeah.
All right. So at this stage, you're young, very fragile. I think you're still in varsity when you venture into the music industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're good looking, by the way. Yeah, I'm sure niggas were all over you. Especially like Andy's industry brothers.
Well, not really. Well, I think it's because I keep myself away from things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even if people felt a certain way, I wouldn't know because I was in my space at the studio with people that respected me and like didn't make me feel like that's what they wanted. And then there would be guys that would come over and say whatever they said, but they would never get a chance to enjoy my company or whatnot. So it never really got to me like that.
Yeah.
I never knew but yeah, here and there, I look like I'm just like I have a, what do they say? Like I could F you up face.
Yeah.
But that's not me completely. I'm the most soft spoken person and whatnot. But yeah, apparently I just give off this, don't talk to me. Don't.
Type of vibes.
Yeah.
I think it's a lie.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes I think maybe like with you, because you know each other, you know me, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I feel like sometimes when I'm about to perform or when I am booked as myself, then I become a little different. I become so immersed in that personality that okay, this is what we're doing. Even my personality when I perform changes. So I think that's who they get to see. But then when people say hi, it's like I try to interact with people. Even at the concert, Prez Beats, I went over to the other side of the fence and I saw so many people that I didn't even know knew me. I like to do that because I like a very personal relationship with my fans.
Okay. So you dropped Free Love and people were not like buying it for it's a local song. Yeah, up until they saw the music video. Yeah.
Even after that, they didn't believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's people that still don't know. But yeah, that's what happened because.
Yeah.
And I think it was something that had never been heard before, like from the beat to the execution to the way it was mixed and mastered was out of this world. For its time, it was insane that it didn't sound like Botswana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think Oracle brought it home though, like when people heard Oracle. But there's some people who still say Nebeithabere Oracle got featured by the South African artist.
Mm-hmm.
But Khona like Ibuiling thing. And people,
They didn't
somebody
even pick it
said,
up.
when I said Skantieta Sunny,
Yeah.
somebody said they thought I said my days are sunny or something like that. Because it was just like, no ways.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's the problem that we have.
Yeah.
Making R&B, people don't really listen as hard as they would to a song that sounds like it's local, because some people don't pay attention to music that doesn't sound like home, and it's very easy to dismiss or whatever. But and then even if you do like it, it's just like it's not from here, and then when you find out, it's mind blowing.
Yeah. Okay. Because I remember I used to write a series of R&B articles. Yours included like Kapacho music and stuff. One day is one day.
No, I feel like you've killed me because I knew if I dropped R&B, you're gonna write about it. Like I knew.
No, just drop and then we can make a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So a lot of local R&B artists are struggling to reach the masses locally to make their music more appealing. But we as Botswana also at the same time, we love it when international artists drop R&B tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's you and Samantha Mohwe who've managed to penetrate that ceiling locally.
You think so?
With Transitions, Samantha Mohwe, you with Free Love and the 4A, the EP.
Then there's Priscilla.
And then there's Priscilla, but I think Priscilla is more into
she
Euro
can do
house.
anything
She's versatile.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Love her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you put it like that, Transition was a big song. Like it competed with all the other genres. It was like there, and Free Love did the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, that's funny. People like to listen to international R&B, but locally, I don't know what it is though. I think we're just self-loathing. It's like, we don't want to give the credit, or people would say you're trying to sound like, oh, she sounds like Aaliyah, she sounds like Ella May, she sounds like, but influence is influence, and nothing is new under the sun. If I grew up listening to R&B that's like that, I'm most likely going to do the same thing. I don't ever want to go into making my piano because I feel like I don't know where, like what, it doesn't feel like me.
But which challenges are you guys facing, the local R&B guys?
It's that thing you're talking about. It's like you're sort of unseen, unheard. Yeah, they hear you, but you know. Plus, just the way our country is set up, I think where the people that kind of get us and our music are saturated in one place, and then you can't. But you can, like, you go out there and there's more love, but people don't get it as much as people in Gabs would get it, and there's like a whole lot happening in Gabs. But like, we're challenged because firstly, there's a new trend of music that keeps coming every now and then. R&B, yes, it's like R&B is like a subgenre to hip hop now. And because hip hop is like, R&B is always like the soundtrack to hip hop. It is though, but like I feel like maybe there aren't enough people that do R&B. Like I'm so mad at Hennessy because Hennessy can put off oh my gosh. But I'm not mad still. I mean, get that paper. But I feel like if more of us could do it, and more of us could actually get together, because we can exchange fans that way. If I stick in my little corner and I don't make a song with Priscilla, which I do have, by the way, and I don't make music with, what's her, how do you pronounce her name?
Kali.
I like
Kali
that
Nija.
girl. I like that girl.
Yeah,
And so many others that I'd like to work with.
Uh-huh.
And because I feel like she has her people, I have my people, and so on and so forth. If we could get together, basically same thing with the whole industry.
Yeah.
If we could get together, we could put our people together, our numbers together, and actually pull something off. But it's something that I'm kind of working on. I'm always working on something.
Always.
But yeah, there's like, we need to put out R&B in a way that is more solid, so people can come to us, can hear us. There's a group of people though that do the Jordan Muzi, the Dato Seiko, you know?
Yeah.
I like to joke with my friends and call them the Chakra Kids.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing because they've come together. Like, they vibe the same way. They have the same sort of fans, the same energy. I feel like we also need to find our people. There's always a niche for everybody, and we just need to come together and do what they're doing. I admire that a lot. I feel like they got their formula.
They're going somewhere.
Yeah.
They're headed somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm feeling their chakras.
The chakras. Yeah, the 7 chakras. All right. So also, like, you're a young lady, right? Yeah, and there are challenges that you face in the music industry.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of other female artists that are facing the same challenges, which has even made them to withdraw from the music industry.
Right.
Which challenges have you faced, and like what do you think can be done in the industry to stabilize everything?
Yeah. Challenges for women in general in the music industry. Firstly, there aren't a lot of female producers, female photographers, female video. The whole production line is missing a lot of women who are able to sit and make decisions that affect them. So that puts us at a disadvantage, because now you have to go to the studio and there's this guy he's not even listening to if you're good or not. He's looking at how fat your ass is. Are you gonna be able to... It's like so crazy. Women, a lot of young girls get taken advantage of, because there's so many male producers, so many, who charge close to nothing, and then some of them don't mind exchanging favors with these young women. And because sometimes you just dream and you just want to make your dreams come true, and you're vulnerable and all those things, young women fall for they fall for all of that. And then that becomes a big challenge for us. The other thing is, even if you do make it in the industry, getting bookings, for example, take any flyer that's out right now. There's like 1 or 2 women. But how many women are actually in the industry? I have an organization, some other thing I'm working on. A whole other organization that would like to bring together all female lineup in one music concert. That is not just like a music festival, that is just a production from what we need, how much of an employer females are in the industry. If I need to come out here, my nails, my makeup, my hair, what am I gonna wear? Men don't do all of those things. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's not as intense, and at the same time we don't get paid much after all of that. So just to kind of make people aware of what goes into getting prepared to go perform, to being on stage, even way before that, when, like you were saying, to get to make the music in a safe space. That's something that we don't have, and something that I don't take for granted. And I try my best to help young female artists to, go to the same people that I went to when I was very young, who treated me with respect. And that's the same kind of relation that I'd like them to have with producers and everybody that they need to succeed.
All right. So would you say have you encountered such things whereby, like, someone looks at you in a certain way, or tries to touch you in a certain way, offers to produce your music in exchange of
course,
sexual favors?
Of course. So many things. even way before I made my own music, there's one thing in particular that I'll always remember.
Yeah.
When I just started recording and stuff, and there used to be like these what do you call them, sessions where I would come and sing, you know, whatever stuff, or covers, whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
It was like an R&B and hip hop thing at one of these hotels, and
The Kosher Nights.
I met, not Kosher Nights, there was that, and then there was so many things at the time that I used to attend. And then one night the manager came to me and he's like, nah, I like your singing, you should come do a resident thing here. Did I not go home? Did I not go tell my parents, I'm finally gonna sing and get paid for it? I went to Malapula. I stayed in Malapula at the time.
Yeah.
And he said, come with your profile. Guys, on a Microsoft Word, I made a profile. I managed something. And I came back, soon as I gave that guy an envelope. He didn't even open it. He's just like, can we talk about other things? And I'm just like, I told my parents about this. I came all the way here. I did all these things for what? That was like the first time I ever felt like, this is not cool. I mean, there's a couple of times, there's been a few times where we would have people come to the studio and try to go about things the wrong way. I won't say how, who, but yeah.
Yeah.
Halat massive in the industry.
So these are prominent people.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
We're watching you guys. We're watching you.
That's all. But yeah, we need to, I think, speak up more, protect each other more, because we know these things. I know who not to go to. I know who's who and who's doing what. I'm not going to go let another young woman go and probably experience the same thing. I just feel like we need to speak more, which I do. If I find myself in circles where I get the opportunity to be like, that one is an asshole, I will be like that.
Yeah. It's tough times.
Yeah, it's always tough, but
yeah,
we're tougher in it.
So there's obviously other girls who've been touched in a certain way and they're scared of even like saying it out. Yeah. What do you say to these young ladies?
Me too, girl. Me too.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been I have a foundation. Hey, I have a foundation that I also started up because I was a victim of child sexual abuse. And for a very long time, I lived my life in the shadow. I didn't speak, didn't have an opinion, didn't have self-esteem even, didn't have self-awareness, nothing. Until very, very later on in my life. And then I realized this is not cool. There's no way that somebody else can go through life feeling the way that I've been feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more so after I had a daughter, I was like, nobody speaks about this stuff. Like, not in my family, not the people around me. Even if you speak, you're wrong, if anything, because but yeah, it's the same people that we trust, same people around us that are supposed to help us and protect us that end up betraying us. So it's very important to speak up. Not just, I think it's important to do it for yourself, but not just that, but there's like, for me it was my daughter. Could be a friend, could be anybody. You don't want that happening to anybody else. We need to speak out. There has to be a system in which we can report these things and have the confidence that
2, 1. So as a woman, are you feeling safe generally in life, in the society and in the industry?
No, not at all. Like, I don't think people understand how it feels to just even get out of your house and walk down the street. It's like anything could happen. You're taking a risk every day you walk out as a woman, because literally anything can happen to you at the hands of a man, or these days even another woman. It's crazy. But in the industry in particular, I think you get to a point where, I could say, you need to get into it with a lot of self-esteem, with a lot of confidence, a lot of knowing exactly why you're there and why you're there. what you're willing to risk, what your goal is basically. Because if you're just looking to make your dreams come true, like I said, a lot of things can happen, a lot of things can hinder that, a lot of people can offer, or you find yourself making compromises that you wouldn't have otherwise made. So you had to be very, very, very headstrong about what you want. It's just, there's some things obviously that will happen to you and that you can't avoid, but where you can see her and this one is not going the way that it should, just leave. There's nothing worth it like that. If it compromises your integrity, just leave. That is my motto. Like, if I feel like this is getting to a point, like I always tell people, I could have had a lot of big opportunities. I could have had features with people from around Africa, but so many times I've met people, even just with females that I would have made songs with, they have management. Guess what? It's a man, and that man comes through looking at you in a funny way, and because they know you're there to make a song with the artist, they're like, okay, this person needs this, therefore I can throw myself at them in whatever manner that I feel like is okay. I've had so many things like that happen to me where I didn't end up making a song because I felt like that's not gonna happen just because I need this feature. I don't need nothing. Like, I feel like it's not worth it at all. You just need to be a person that knows exactly what they want. Otherwise, you will fall for anything and everything. It's not safe. Then there are things, like I said, that will just happen to you because you're a woman. And that's not fair, but what we gonna do? What are you gonna do? Do me.
I'm playing my role in terms of like making sure that the sisters are safe. My woman is safe. My sisters, yeah. But I think we can do a lot better if we as men act and think properly and take care of our sisters and women. Yeah.
I think also, as fed up as we are, we can't do anything to help the situation. It's you guys. We need to include you guys. You guys need to be on our side. There's no way that men are trash, or they are, but I mean, like, what about the kids who get raped? 2-year-old kids who get raped, what were they gonna do? Absolutely nothing. It's up to the next person, the perpetrator, you men and some women that do these things, to get yourselves together. Like,
there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Yeah. Okay, the last question, like, on this topic of women and all, what's your take on these young girls who are into the placer lifestyle? Going to Dubai. Yeah.
There's some people who are privileged but still do those things. And then there are people who have come to realize, I used to hate it. I used to despise it so bad. I think I've been on radio talking about, oh my gosh, why are you getting a blazer? But then sometimes you grow up and life will show you, sometimes people are in situations that force them to get themselves into those type of situations.
Yeah.
And I mean, people always have choices. I always say, at the end of the day, you have a choice. You have 2 hands, you have a brain, you have gifts, talents. That's something that you can do. It's the easy way out, yes, but sometimes that's all somebody has. So I've learned to be less judgmental of people, because life is tough, yo. I mean, you don't have to do all of that, but I think I'm just less judgmental.
Yeah.
Because growing up will show you dust.
It does.
It shows you dust, but choices.
So have any places approached you before?
Hey, let me tell you, I've tried before. When I was still in UB, there was a point where I was like, you know what? I need to. At the time, it was this sugar daddies.
Yeah.
I need to see what's up with this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Did I not fail? As soon as somebody steps up to me, I'm just like, no, keep working. Like, can I drop you for? No, just no. It's not in me. Like, it's not in me. But yeah, it does happen. You go out, sit somewhere nice. There's one time actually where I was in a certain club somewhere with my friends. We'd gone out for the once a year that I do go out.
Yeah.
The security guards, the people that are supposed to protect us in the club, they came to me and told me, There's some diplomats sitting over there. You can go to their place right now. Everything will be paid for. Do you want drinks right now? You and your friends? Everything could be. I was like, mm-mm. They went away, came back again. Hey, Latang, kana kare. Borre ba le ba go batla. How it's about borre ba ba drivang ba ba nang mo di embassy what. And I'm like, imagine if I was a girl who had no food at home, have siblings looking up to me because Guguyubi. If I had parents who thought my one point something's a lot of money, what would I do in that situation? That was like the first time I ever thought, I really thought about it, and I was like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it happened.
Yeah, ne?
Choices.
Yeah, alright, let's go back to music before we talk about your new career as a film producer.
Yes.
Drummer Boy.
Oh, yes.
One of your faves.
Yeah, my boy.
Your boy.
My boy.
Yeah, Mama Kishan.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with Drummer Boy?
A lot of people didn't know we even had a relationship. I think we were so similar that we didn't care about a lot of things. We could hang out and not even take a picture.
Yeah.
We could talk and I wouldn't tell nobody about what we talked about, or even if I was with him or tell anybody. It was just like the kind of relationship we had was we picked each other up. He let me in on things that I had he was very like a spiritual person.
Yeah.
So I came from a background where, hey, hip hop, where like indoors, we didn't know things outside that happen,
Yeah.
He let me in and made me understand what spirituality is, who God is, how he communicates to you. I think I am the way that I am, spiritually and mentally in a lot of ways, because of the things that I learned from him. So we would just hang out. We would talk a lot about, sometimes he would say, can I never tell anybody things that I'm telling you?
Yeah.
And he we would talk. And similarly, I would tell him things that I would never talk to anybody about. We would sit more creating in the hood while he does his things in the hood, just chilling, I was like a boy to him. I remember asking him, how can why must I be the one sitting here next to a carton of chibuku and a kotehare? But that's the kind of relationship that we had. He would pick me up and then we would drive around rapping to Nipsey Hussle or whatever, or singing at the top of our lungs. We just shared a relationship that was very we talked about things that people don't usually talk about. It was very intense.
Yeah.
And we still talk.
You still talk?
Yep.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So where were you, like, what were you doing when you received the news that he has departed?
I was at home. I had just shot something, a little clip that was requested from me by a radio station, and in that clip I was supposed to put together my songs, sing out my songs and whatever. So I decided to recreate the Free Love video. I took out my bed and everything, did that whole scene in the video, and I sang Free Love the way we performed it on TV. But instead of singing his verse, rapping his verse, I put in my words, because he would always say, Licky, nigga, if you rapped, nigga, you would kill him. Yeah. That was always that's what he would always say to me, because I rapped in one song that I did with Nicole Martinez, and he heard that and he's like, what? You need to do this for real. So I rapped his verse, and then later that evening, I saw on social media. I was like, what? And then I don't know if I called Katleho or she called me, but 2 days prior I'd missed her call, and I'd been saying check. I was actually supposed to go to their house like 2 days before he passed, because that time I was also doing radio, and the feature that I was gonna do was on Katleho. So I was like, oh no, I'll come to your place, I'll come and see you guys. And it had been a while since I'd seen him, because at some point me and my friend were not talking, or he was not talking to many people. He was just insane like that, man. Yeah. So I was really, really looking forward to go into his house and see him again. And next thing, yeah, so I was at home and I saw on social media and I believed it because so many people had been telling me, yo, give one a drama and he doesn't look good. What's going on? And I'd call him, Toba, what's going on? So and so said they saw you and you don't look good. Skawara, give the allergy here. Toba. Okay, cool. Yeah, somebody else tells me the same thing. So I just got to a point where I knew he wasn't really okay.
Yeah.
And I would ask Katla, what's happening? And then she would try to tell me and whatnot. But yeah, like before he passed, I hadn't seen him in like a year.
Is it?
Yeah, because he was just pushing everybody away.
And also it was that period, like it was just that period after the lockdowns and all.
Yeah. It was that too. So yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing him. And then that happened. But I got to see him still at his house. Yeah. For some reason, when his mom decided for an open casket before, it was supposed to be done the day after.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and for some reason, his mom, I'd never really met his mom. Oh, this is Licky. She's just like you know. And then she calls me. She's like, the casket.
Yeah.
Little did I know I wouldn't get to see him go. Like I wasn't at the Mabita because me and Cupid got stuck moment having go and we didn't manage to go. So I was like, oh nah. Okay. Yeah, I still got to see him. But yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
It was a very tough
and
one.
Still hurting.
Still is.
Yeah. I see you hang around a lot with Katleho, Drama Boy's little sister. Yeah.
I think more after he passed, we used to hang out all the time. I had this thing where if I couldn't see Drama for a long time, I'd go see her because they're basically the same person.
Yeah, same person.
I always felt like they were different, but the kind of they gave me the same type of energy.
Yeah.
So if he was acting up, I'd just be like, guy. And then if I saw her, I'd feel like I'd seen him. So after he passed, I think we got even more closer because it felt like I could continue the conversations that I had with him. I was like, okay. Because before, me and Katleho would just talk on a very surface level. I was closer to him than I was to her.
Oh.
So yeah, we were just like, we were just cool, but not intensely cool as we are now. So now it feels like he's still here because she is, and same.
You left a friend. You left with a friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like now it's becoming his whole family.
Yeah.
The other time we were touring the country, I was with Mimi and her, and we were in a hotel room, and I was at a moment where I was asking myself, why does this guy and his family keep circling around me? Yeah. And then she says the same thing that Drama used to say to me. Yeah. Licky, how post the weights? How post the no post? You need content. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Still. Yeah. So it feels like he's still here in so many ways. And his son's also. Yeah. My daughter and his son can grow up together and stuff. Yeah. He loved my daughter. Yeah. So there's no way that. Yes, I have that relationship with his whole family now, so that's great. All right. No, that's dope. I think it's best like to keep those relations. Yeah. I don't know why they're in my life, but yeah, nah. At some point, I thought you guys came from all of you and him. No, not came from there, but like he's been to my family. We spent Christmas together with him and Katlaho and his other friends at my mom's house in Kumulapulne. Yeah. Katlaho has been to my grandmother. We're so like yeah. It's just a weird thing now. Yeah. And you recently won a thing. An international award, film award. Yeah. You know a film producer, bro. I am. I'm everything I want to be that day. How did you become a film producer? I think just from music. No, not actually from a very young age. That thing you were telling me about knowing what you always want to do.
Yeah.
I've always liked to put together the first thing that I felt so intensely about was an advert, which I still feel like I want to execute.
Yeah.
I had this advert for a car. I still have it in my head. Since I was young, I imagined how the camera angle would be when the car comes rolling in, how everything. I imagined the whole advert.
Yeah.
But then I did music first, and because music and visuals is the same thing, starting from my Free Love video.
Yeah.
That video was shot like a year apart because we shot and we're supposed to be done, but I was like,
Yeah.
we need to shoot something else. This video feels like it's missing, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I think when I make songs, I always also imagine how the video is going to look. And then that led me to wanting to be a control freak at everything that I do. And then it's like, okay, I look at other people's things and I'm like, hey, what's that sound in the background? Everything, the sound production, visual production, props, everything about production, everything you need to make everything come together. Because also as an artist, there's so many, you employ so many departments, sort of thing, into making you.
Yeah.
So it's like if I can be self-sufficient, if I'm able to know my sound, if I'm able to know my visuals, if I'm able to know everything that I need to be like you, basically do everything myself, I need to be that person. And the easiest way to be in the front line is to be the boss, to do it yourself.
Boss lady.
Start something, you know. The document. So I won this documentary that I was telling my story about gender-based violence. It was a very, very low budget film. Funny enough, that's what we were just talking about off camera. It depends how you execute your things. I knew that I wanted to have 10 females in the video. I knew I wanted to have choreography. I knew I needed outfits. But I didn't have any. So what did we do? I got with my friend Raharakadi refuse bags, designed them into what we wanted the thing to look like. I think that day I had 300 pula on me. That was enough to transport everybody. It was enough to get everybody home and like to the location and back. And that's all I needed. Or sometimes all you need is people who are dedicated and who see your vision. So that's what happened. Next thing, how many years later? I think maybe 4. I'd entered this thing where I saw in partnership with the First Lady, who I've been trying to...
Yeah, she's watching.
Yes, she's watching.
Yeah.
Hi. But yeah, I feel like we could really help each other out in terms of articulating the problems that we have and finding innovative means to reach out to people who are actually affected. But anyway, yeah, I won this documentary first place in Africa, film producer for that documentary that I did. The storytelling, they needed somebody who can talk about gender-based violence, stigmatization, motherhood. And I thought, my documentary fits all those things. So I submitted it, and then a month later I get a call from India. You've won, but they don't tell me number 1, 2, 3, because there was also money involved. I'm like, how much? So I won first place and I got the money for first place. Yeah. And then
how much was it?
No, it wasn't that much money.
Yeah.
It was like 1,000 times way more than I'd spent on shooting the thing. That's for sure. Yeah. So funny enough, when I got the call, I was shooting another documentary. And at the time, I was questioning myself. This, that, and the third. But I know in my heart and I know in my soul I can do it. So I'm just like, nah, I got this. I know a couple of people, we go shoot. So that documentary was like a pretty big deal. It was from an NGO that is owned by Prince William. That he donates money to in Africa. That was like it covered most of the popular NGOs in Botswana. So what I had to do was, with my team, I got a couple of my friends. Yo, Bob photography. We shot the 3 and 5 documentary thing together. I just told people that I do these things. Come through.
Yeah.
I called Gaho, I called my best friend who does these props, and we're just like, okay, how are we doing this? Let's go get a camera there, the lights, lapels, everything. We got everything together. We had to study all the organizations. We had to script it. We had to edit the whole thing.
Yeah.
I had to do the whole thing with my team, and we did the thing. We had to produce a 10-minute documentary, and that call that I won just validated. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
So you're now an award-winning film producer.
Yeah.
Okay. So when are more films coming out?
I wish I had the money. I wish my country was invested in multimedia, in the creative arts industry, because there's so much talent, there's so much potential, and it's such a big industry. I had to call 5 of my friends just to put something, a 10-minute thing together. Imagine if I had a movie. Imagine if we could shoot a movie. It's catering, makeup, styling, everybody is in there.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like we need to open the industry. We need to make it accessible and marketable, so that we're able to work and sell and get that money.
All right. Still at it. You recently had a stint at Sharon FM.
I did what now?
You had a stint, like you worked there for a bit.
Hey, let me tell you something about radio.
Yeah.
Radio stations in Botswana have a tendency of calling me out of the blue and asking me what a guy I get on radio. I remember last Christmas, I had to come back from Christmas holidays because we have this top 20 opening where you want you to do it, and then I get to give guys. And I feel like that one thing on its own showed me this means that I can do this. This means that everybody heard what I did at that radio station and they felt like I could do it. So I need my money for it.
Yeah.
But that opportunity that I was given to FOX, I owe everything to that man. I worked for, I think it was 2-3 months. I did my own production and I did my own presentations. I did my own recordings, because it was during COVID times.
Yeah.
But the show was called the R&BW. It's something that I'd like to bring back. I like the minority group. Yeah. I like to bring out what is not heard. So the R&BW was a show where I wanted to profile R&B artists and their music, just so you know where it's from, how it's going, and everything. So that was my thing. So recently they called again. Yeah. This time I'm hoping in January we'll be kicking it for real. I won't say at which radio station. Even I didn't even tell my mother this time, because what? Next thing you know, there's no money to pay me, and I'm not at a point where I feel like it's a lot of work. I've done the job. I have tapes on tapes on tapes to show you what I can do. So there's absolutely no reason for me to be doing it for free.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll be on your airwaves again on a permanent slot. I'm gonna start trading soon.
A few years ago, Apollo told me that he wanted to put you on his show to be his co-presenter. How did that go? Did he even communicate with you?
I heard that. Yeah. I heard. Yeah. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if he ever shot the thing.
He did shoot it.
He did shoot. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but I'd heard he never hollered at me. I just heard through somebody else, and I didn't holler because they're still preparing whatnot. Yeah. And I was willing to jump at it, but now, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll go out there and do it. But I'm not gonna be like, okay, let's go audition. I feel like I've done so much. I'm presenting in a way, you know. I'm hosting. I've done radio, and people kind of have an idea of what I'm capable of doing. And whether it's acting, everything, I feel like I can do it. But I'm just not gonna jump at it just yet. But in a few years, I'll do a couple of things like that.
Okay. Before we shut it down, actually, I want us to talk about that woman, the old woman show that you were supposed to host. where I was one of the producers of the show, by the way. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not just a show that I want to do a one-time thing or an annual thing. It's about everything I'm about. It's about pushing the woman agenda, the empowering the woman, showcasing the woman, giving opportunity to the woman. That's what the show is about and is about. After COVID, the show didn't happen, by the way, because sponsors came in last minute, and then the other minute the COVID happened. But right now I'm actually looking for sponsors. You know how the process goes. It's a long, gruesome one, but it's something that I'll keep pushing at. It's something that I've also proposed to the foundation that I won the film award to, because I feel like their mandate fits very perfectly with what I'm trying to push, which is addressing gender-based violence through the arts, whether it's by dance. We had a theater production that we used to do, Go Maiti Song. We had the music that I sing even. I'm very conscious about what I'm saying, and even the caption that I put, everything is always just like boring or how some people would look at it, but like that's my agenda. Just to push women, just to give women opportunities, just to keep women in a safe space, to be innovative about how I do that also. Hello Mika.
Umandla.
I feel like sometimes I put myself in the back. That's why I don't release music and stuff, because I'm too busy. Like right now there's something that I'm working on that hopefully I can get to do with De Beers. That's some real money there. Like I feel like I'm at a point where I don't want to release music because I'm releasing it and everybody should hear it. I make music with a purpose. I make music where I know I can kind of combine two brands. Way out of my industry, like fuse industries where also still pushing women in mining, women in agriculture, women in everything. Let's just go in. Like if I can be that catalyst that gets women in places, like I said, to make decisions about things that matter, then we won't get taken advantage of. We won't get paid less. We won't feel like the minority or inferior in a space that is ours. Like we gave birth to you.
Oh, mama.
Yes, treat us with respect.
Yeah. All right. For the sake of time, one last question. When are you dropping the music, bro? We need to hear those vocals, R&B.
The next single that I'm dropping, I'm still writing a proposal for.
Okay.
That's where we at with the business and the music. You gotta find a way to link the two, because I'm not gonna make money performing. I'm not gonna catch planes from LA to South Central Jamaica performing like that. I need to make real money. I need the type of release that I know I can release. The money is in my pocket already. I don't want to wait for opportunity to present itself. I want to create opportunities for myself with my music, because music is large. Like music allows me the platform to go on radio and not having to pay. It allows even other brands to affiliate with me, and I can talk about them on radio without anybody having to pay. Like music does so much. Music is a platform for me to just elevate in every sector.
Okay. All right. No, thank you for your time, bro. Your energy, your calm energy.
Always.
Maybe I choose. We tolerate. I'm saying maybe I choose it, or you get to tolerate.
Yeah, I think when I don't know you, I'm just like.
Yeah.
Then if you know me, I'm always smiling like this. Because I don't like people stepping up to me like that. I just like to keep my own space safe and secure and everything, which is also a bad thing because I need to.
Why is it important to preserve your energy in such a way?
When people feel like they know you, then it gives them a chance to feel like they can speak about you. They speak about things they don't even understand about you. Our country on its own is very small. I can lose a job just because and now it's just a thing, very petty sort of things. I feel like the more I preserve myself and my energy and my creativity, nobody knows what's coming. Yeah. It's just that girl. Man, you know, free love.
When you know free love.
That's it.
And that name is never, like, it has always stuck with you.
I accept.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Speaking of energy, like, a lot of our peers, even those older than us and younger than us, they're going through a lot of depression. Yeah.
Me too.
You too. How are you handling it?
You gotta pray. You gotta believe in something greater than yourself. You gotta believe in tomorrow. And the next, you gotta believe in next.
Yeah.
Where I am right now is my present, but there's a next.
Yeah.
Next morning, next hour. It's just the decision away. I always say I can find myself in the lowest point, and then I'll say I'm deciding tomorrow I'll be okay. It doesn't mean I'm completely okay. It just means that I've decided, I've made a decision that I'm not going to let this thing weigh me down or